What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Redemption 46 Studios. I'm Nick.
And I'm Curtis.
Y'all know the vibes. Y'all seen the picture. Y'all seen the thumbnail. Y'all know why y'all here. Twice. Moonlight Sunrise. I see a pre-release English track. Does that mean all English going from them?
It'd be interesting.
Trying to think if I've ever heard them do that or just even...
You mean like the pre-release aspect or Twice themselves?
I'm talking about a whole English track. Because I feel
Not
like,
to my knowledge.
yeah, because I feel like with certain groups, I can kind of really distinguish, like, okay, this group did it, this group did it, this group did it, and a couple soloists.
They also, one of the legends as far as like longevity and everything.
SK's sweethearts.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, this is your first time on the channel. Don't blink twice. Jump in the comments. Hit the subscribe button. Become a real redeemer today. Also, jump on the Patreon. There's going to be some exclusive Twice stuff up there. A guide will be coming for them very shortly. It's a couple other girl groups who we got to show some love to. It's a couple exclusive choreo battles on there, other live performances, guides. The Mamamoo guide is up on there, and a couple other groups on there, and some Twice content will be on there today. But yeah, no long talk. We can jump into this and have a conversation when we are done.
Let's see what we got. Oh, that's nice. Great set design already.
Oh, yeah. I guarantee I gotcha. I've been driven for your love.
She might be right.
Nobody but us. So
I know that cadence.
from across the room. Make my way over to you.
Even the beat kind of feels
Yeah, I
like
was gonna
that.
say, it hits.
Butterflies. Oh, yeah. Baby, I don't really need a rush. But I'ma really need your touch if I'ma make it through the night. The moonlight.
Shit.
Beautiful voice.
Hashtag pressure.
Come take a shot at me, I gotcha. I don't know how to say this. All these songs on your playlist. This feeling's so hard to explain. I don't even know how to talk right now. It's I need your cut right now. I want you to hear me say, moonlight, sunrise, baby, come be my starlight. Moonlight, sunrise.
Creative costume design too. Or wardrobe.
Sunrise, baby, let's do it all night. Moonlight, sunrise, I guarantee I gotcha. Undefeated, enemies fleeted. Baby, you can heat 'em alive when you need it. Say that you try, baby, you succeeded. Got a craving, baby, can you feed it? Take a trip
Love that
in the
flow.
night. Follow me to the sunrise. Every day, every night. Ay, come with me, don't think twice. Oh yeah, baby, I don't really need your rush, but I don't really need your touch if I'ma make it through the night. I got the moonlight, taking the sunrise. Come take a shot at me, I gotcha.
Nice
I
transition.
don't know how to say this. I hope this song's on your playlist. This feeling's so hard to explain. I don't even know how to talk right now. It's the nature cut right now. I want you to hear me say, moonlight, sunrise, baby, come be my starlight. Moonlight, sunrise, baby, just to make you stay. Sunrise, baby, let's do it all night. Moonlight, sunrise, I guarantee I gotcha. 'Cause out on the table, what you say? I need you, you need me, you're mine. I'm your moonlight, you're my sunrise, babe.
Shit.
That was beautiful
I
too.
guarantee I gotcha. Baby, come be my starlight.
Somebody's doing overtime in the background.
Baby, just to make you stay. Sunrise, baby, let's do it all night. Moonlight, sunrise, I guarantee I gotcha. Sunrise, baby, come be my starlight. Moonlight, sunrise.
That's a beautiful note.
She's snapping.
And background notes too.
I want to watch the moonlight with you.
I want to watch the sunrise.
Gotta think about that twice. Yeah, I want to think about subscribing twice.
Someone who already subbed, like, should I?
This is like, should I unsub? What's the
Nah,
joint?
don't do that.
Where's the joint at? Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, first off, this joint was a banger. Like definitely a download. This definitely is like nostalgia music. I was about to like play it. I might play it for y'all on the joint. You know the joint that at night I think of you, that I want to be on that. All the beat machine that's being used is the same exact beat machine. Some of the registry that they're using is kind of like the same. You even in the back of the production on here can hear, I call it like an angelic kind of vibe. It's doing like the like vibe. So it's kind of like in the same like BPM. It's literally kind of in the same realm as that song. But with that being said, like that's a God tier song. So I like that they used like elements, because it's not a copy and paste situation. Just used elements of it, I feel like, to kind of put you in the same vibe that song puts you in. Because that song puts you in the summertime, nighttime vibe, which is kind of like the vibe and the aesthetic that I'm getting from Moonlight Sunrise. Because, you can party from moonlight to sunrise. But with that being said, Twice, y'all really did y'all thing on here. I thought all the women looked beautiful. This definitely was a good comeback as far as like the aesthetic look of everything. The vocals and stuff are just like those were clean. You had people that were doing like amazing runs, the harmonization. It was whoever was doing the layering in the back. Obviously with the MV, you kind of can't see what's going on. It was like 2 or 3 different voices that were doing it, so I don't even think it was like the same person. Just doing some of like those runs. Just amazing. We already know what's up with Twice as far as like the budget that's going to go into the music videos and everything. So we know what we're getting there. This was a treat. This is a good comeback. This is a good 2023. Obviously it's about to be February and shit. Really feel like this should have been a May kind of comeback to get you into the summertime. But I get it, man. This seems like something that'll have legs anyway. So I want to know if it's a dance practice or a live version to this. I really would like to get into that.
No, definitely, and those things would like hit on all the levels. I feel like, especially you get to see a little bit more of the choreo, of course. But yeah, I think the live vocals for this would go amazing as well. And I did like the elements of the choreo that I did see. I was just like kind of mesmerized by everything that was going on in the video, of course, as well. Like
the beauty,
definitely. But it was like also like I like the visual presentation of the video. I like the magical elements that they kind of had. In the darkness, like you had a lot of darkness with the stars, and then you had like little purple hues of lighting, bluish and purple lighting, and I think that was a nice aesthetic as well. And then you kind of have the aspect that they talk about with the butterflies themselves, as far as like feeling love for someone, and they made it like really majestic and glowing, and then kind of the way they had the visual design to convey those things. I just thought that was really well orchestrated as well. And then basically when it got into that rap part, like I really love that tempo and that little switch up, the cadence and everything as well. And even with a little bit more of the set piece stuff, like having the whole, the giant set piece in the center that they're dancing in front of, which is the lock and key, but it's in the shape of a heart. So I thought like aspects like that really added to the overall atmosphere, I would say, of the video. But yeah, this really did hit like on all fronts for me. I mean, those vocal runs, particularly at the end, I wasn't exactly sure who was hitting those runs, or if there was anyone else kind of doubling up or layering or harmonizing within. But it just like that was like the perfect kind of way to add that extra spice, I suppose, on top of the track. Yeah, this was really cool, and I just like the overall the feeling and the vibe of it, really, where it's like you just want to be with that special someone, morning, sunrise, whatever. But there's also the aspects of like where it's like I don't want to say toxic in a regard, but they play with the toxic side in the sense that like you have like the cake being there for someone, but then the aggressive like stab into the cake to where it's like playful, where they said like I got you, but then they like shut the trunk, that camera trick to shut the trunk. So it's like they play with like a little bit of aspects like that, but I did think it was ultimately really fun and just like enjoyable as far as like the presentation. Like they look like they had a lot of fun filming the video as well. And I'm someone who feeds off energy as well, so it's like if I see other people having fun and engaging, it does help me to kind of mirror those same emotions as well. And just overall, I guess the last point I'm really going to bring up is just to shout out Twice and their longevity and how much they've been able to be through in the last decade or so, probably a little more if I'm not too jarred to the timeline at least. But basically all the the segues through and just how much of a a juggernaut they've been as far as like staying power, I suppose. And I'm not sure if this is any bit of the first English tracks or anything. So I can't speak to that, of course. But if it is, nonetheless, I just thought they did a really great job with it. And if they had other previous ones, then please let us know, I suppose. But I know that two of the members, if I'm not mistaken, are Japanese. So I know they have some influence in the Japanese. I don't want to say market, but just tracks are more likely to be infused with some Japanese as well. So I'm thinking of like the Japanese, the Korean, and then of course, now if you start opening the pocket of English tracks, it just feels like they have like so much more to kind of tell and so much more for us to explore, for what, their career has been up to this point. But it's just, they're just like really incredible on top of all the beauty and all those things, of course.
Yeah, I want to double down on what you just said about, really, first off, shout out to Twice again. Like they're doing nothing but killing it. Anytime we're watching videos from the early 2010s and they were a juggernaut and it's 2023 and you're still a juggernaut, like it's a lot to be said about that. It's just like you said, the longevity, the staying power, and it's not like it's just one of those situations too where fans are just clinging along because they've been around, from the beginning with the ride. Yeah. The music is still amazing. Exactly. So with that being said, I've actually heard Twice once or two times outside of our reactions at a movie theater, and
that's really a lot too.
I think it was a gas station I was at and somewhere else or whatever, playing like The Scientists two times, and then another track. I forget what the other track was elsewhere. So if I've already heard them out and about in America.
That's awesome.
And you know what I mean, and stuff's been played. And like I said, these aren't in places neither where where it's like, it's Korean barbecue place or like, karaoke joint.
It's not a place that's predicated on mostly, portraying.
Bro, I was at like the movie tavern, like you know what I mean, and like another place, and they were already being played, without no English, like in the song or whatever. So like you said, if it's getting to a point where and like I said, I can't speak on it neither because I haven't heard any other English tracks. But if it is getting to the point where that's another lane that they want to dip their feet in, I'm pretty sure they'll have major success in that lane, just because of how talented and wonderful all these ladies are.
And it's certainly something we've been seeing as K-pop has progressed into the fourth gen, that there's much more segues into English-speaking members or English tracks and things of that nature. And it's not to say like those things have to be there, but it's just nonetheless, I imagine the amount of pressure that must put on like the members or anything. If it's like, okay, we've been doing this, and it's like to get to this, like to get to this other level, it's like we would essentially kind of have to learn it. So it's like I don't know or want to speak on or ever want to assume the pressure that any of the members or anything like that are under. But it's just I really love that that this is also another side of like what they're able to show. Even if there's more tracks that are English, regardless, it was just for us hearing it for the first time. It's just nonetheless it just speaks to the hard work, the dedication, the longevity, and ultimately, the staying power.
Yeah, because I'm on the same page as you. I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not one of them people that come into different markets and tell people that they need to change kind of what's going on. I'll look at the English-speaking tracks more as another notch on your belt, as opposed to it being a vie for like a market push and either a requirement or just a vie for like a market push in America. I'll just look at it as kind of like another notch on the belt and kind of leave it like that. Unless a company or group literally says that the reason they're doing the track is for some more notoriety, like over here or something like that. And if that's what they want, then that's their prerogative. I felt like they've took over SK and a lot of the world in general, from at least the views that we've seen and from what Redeemers tell us,
without necessarily being like
exactly. And I think that's just what it is. I think as long as all these groups and their record labels put music before everything else to kind of work itself out. I'm real big on that. If you're talented with anything that you do, at some point people will notice you if you keep doing things kind of like the right way. Obviously, you need a little bit of luck and a push here and there to happen. But these are girls that I think would be discovered kind of anyway. I'm not saying that was your point, but I'm more so agreeing. I'm more so agreeing with your point that like they would be found anyway. But this definitely puts another notch on your belt because not to run on a tangent, I do think with the way 4th gen, and some people might be like, because 2nd gen been doing this, and 1st gen might have been doing some of this too, but it does seem like with 4th gen, it is a big push to at least have 1 or 2 American tracks that's just completely like all English. And I get it. Like these songs need to be played. Y'all know I'm real big on songs need a lot of applications. Can you play this in a movie? Can this be on a movie trailer? Can this be on a Disney show? Or, could this be on like a HBO special? You know what I mean? With something. Where can you play all this music at? Can this be in the gym? Can this be at restaurants? Can this be at Macy's when you're shopping to go get like perfume or something like that? What are the applications of the song? And it's just when you have a lot of applications, ironically, the possibilities are endless on where you can be at. So
no, I understand that. It definitely kind of opens up, much more lanes for the music to reach as many people as possible, with the applications and such. So I definitely get that. But yeah, I really like the song a lot. And I'm curious if this is because it said pre-English release, so I'm curious if there's any kind of album or anything being kind of built up around this or whatever the case may be. And the last thing I was really going to add is I did point out briefly during the reaction, but I did like some of the wardrobe aspects as well, in regards that, like, they're saying, like, essentially, like, this love is under lock and key, like, I got you, that kind of thing, like the alluringness and everything like that. But I like that in the I didn't know exactly which member it was, but while they were dancing, they had like a black bow was like the top and everything like that. So I like that was kind of presented as far as like, well, no pun intended, but like it literally made them look like a present. So I just like, I don't
present
know, like
to me.
definitely, but it was like it was like I like that whenever the wardrobe was kind of able to add aspects of those things. So it's like it was really fun at the same point, but it was also like, because you have to also be really good at conveying like your emotions through those things. And I like that they were able to convey like that like innocentness of like, not necessarily just love and everything, but like hold that interest and everything. But yeah, I thought this was really solid overall. I just want to get to a point where I know the members better to speak on kind of who was running for vocals and who was killing it in the rap aspects as well. And just, more of the personalities and things of that nature in general.
Yeah, because I mean, at this point, that's going to be kind of the biggest thing with a couple groups on here is we know why some groups are goated. We've seen it personally, and we've heard about it through Redeemers and just through all other sites. At this point, it's just going to be about getting more personality, knowing all the members, because I'm real big, and obviously y'all can tell up here where regardless of if people have like a bias and everything, I do like showing every member love, especially when they're contributing to major parts of the song. So Twice is definitely a group that deserves our undivided attention and more love, and they will be getting a God at some point. So definitely make sure you guys jump on the Patreon for that and some more live performances. We might jump into a dance practice or something like from them today as well on there, just because this is so fresh that they don't have a dance practice or a live or anything for it. I'm pretty sure it is coming, but yeah, I'm good. You good?
Yeah, all good.
Jump in the comments. Tell us how y'all felt about this. This was a banger. Love you, Redeemers. We're going to holler at y'all.
Take
Peace.
care.